we're just north of Newman. We are headed to Kalgan Pool, which the guys actually, which I stayed with at Steep Point, I think mentioned to go to this one when I came through. There's a bit of a water crossing in front of us. We've just walked it. It's relatively, it's not too deep, it's up to your knees. It's a little bit muddy on top, but then it is nice and firm underneath that. So we're going to push through this and then head up to the gorge, or for a bit of a swim, I think, or up to the pools for a bit of a swim. But yeah. And guess what? Timbo's volunteered to go first. The first crossing that we did, I thought was the main crossing, but we drove a little bit further up and there was a bigger one, so obviously we had to give that one a go. That's the one that the guys actually showed me footage of, so yeah, either way we did them both. That was a bit of fun, and yeah, we're going to push forward to this watering hole. Yoo-hoo! Well, was not expecting this. Driving through a dried up countryside, all of a sudden we're met with a bloody oasis. Beautiful running water. We're not too far off these swimming holes, so really looking forward to seeing them. Probably going to call it camp for the night, I think. It's 3:30 and we normally try to find somewhere to set up by 4, so it could be perfect timing actually. Anyway, see what we find.
Then we came across this, one of the biggest river crossings I've ever done.
this place. Look at this. Holy hell, what have we stumbled across? Oh my God. So driving up then, maxed out the flex. Unfortunately, my spring popped out again. Now I can't run spring coil retainers because I've got airbags. So we just backed her back up, got maximum flex and popped her back in. Bush mechanics. Timmy in the big Y62 has told me he hasn't done a lot of flexy four-wheel driving, so to see how we go here. I reckon he might lift a wheel. Oh! Oh, big wheelies! How was that?
That was good, mate.
You tripod, you. But I think I've just found my new favourite campsite. This place is out of this world. How do we have this place to ourselves, Timmy? Make it count. Ready? Yeah. Just woken up in what's possibly one of the most stunning places I've ever seen. This place is out of this world. And to be honest, I wouldn't have found this place if it wasn't for just speaking to people that have been in the area before. That's one tip for you if you're traveling around. I highly recommend just going into, like, I don't know, even service stations, restaurants, pubs, wineries, whatever, even surf shops, and just speaking to locals about what's around. I bumped into two guys at Steep Point that had just come from this way, and they said definitely go check this out. And I can see why. Like, look at this. It's just out of this world. That cliff is massive. How many? I reckon that's probably 150 meters tall. What do you reckon? Maybe 200? Yeah, 150 meters tall. It's massive. This whole place is just surrounded by these beautiful red rocks with these beautiful patterns. This water is deep. It's crystal clear. You can see in the bottom here. And there's a rope swing. It's seriously awesome, guys. You just got to get out, speak to people, and get in the car and just go exploring. You find some incredible places. I'm loving this. So we've just been chilling down at the waterhole all day and decided to go for a bit of a walk. It's a little bit further up the riverbank, or a little bit further up the gorge. These cliffs are so red. Bit of water through the middle. More cliffs up the side there. Bloody awesome. Alright, we are back on the road. We are moving forward. We are heading towards Marble Bar. We just left camp, so we got that nice drive. We've got to go down the same track that we came in on, which had a lot of those cool river crossings. But then, yeah, we're going to push up north and head towards Marble Bar. Looking forward to it. I'm not sure what we'll find up there, but I'm sure we'll be able to find another watering hole somewhere and call it camp for the night, I think. We'll see how we go though.
12 seconds later.
She's not going to believe this. The missus called me this morning. She's been driving my Audi at home. She calls me and tells me that the back tyre's blown out on the Audi. So she's been running around trying to sort that out back home. I'm driving along today, and guess what? I too get a flat tire. Oh, I'm so over it. It has happened right on the top, so I've actually pulled out a plug kit. We're just seeing if it actually works. It's the first time Tim and I have both tried it, so let's see how we go. After a few stops today, we didn't quite make it to Marble Bar. We're going to aim for there tomorrow. I think we're only about an hour south of there. We just pulled off the main road onto this dirt track, not really signposted or anything. Have a look where we are. There's just nothing around, but it is an amazing view. Nice mountain range over the back there. I reckon we're going to get a really good sunset tonight, and also stargazing, another cloud in the sky. It's going to be mint. Pushing forward to Marble Bar. We're just come probably about, I don't know, 20 k's up the road. We've just hit the bitumen. We're driving down the road and we saw that there is it looks like an old mine up on a little hill. So there's a little road over to it. We thought we'd go have a bit of a look. Check her out. Amazing that this is just left here. How's this for a little oasis? We're in the middle of nowhere and there's this massive lake. It's actually pretty big. Shame we didn't find this spot to camp last night. Very cool though. So definitely wasn't much going on at Port Hedland, so we decided to sort of head east from there. I think tomorrow on, Tim's not sure what he's going to do, but pretty sure I'm going to head up towards Broome. I thought Port Hedland was going to be a bit more built up, and it is exactly that. It's just an industrial port town. There is a few shops and stuff, like your main ones like Woolies and stuff, but yeah, it wasn't too scenic, and caravan parks in town weren't really what we were looking for. So yeah, anyway, we just came up the road about 20 minutes, and I think this thing's called Eagle Head. That one over there, if you look at it from the west back to the east, then it looks like an eagle's head, surprisingly. Go figure. But I think we've actually lucked out with this spot. It's nice.